What if I told you that quitting your job isn't the goal? Quitting it well is. Too many people wake up one day and say, that's it, I'm done, without a plan, and then spend the next year scrambling, stressed, and worse, back in a new 9 to 5. Today, I'm going to give you a 6-month runway I wish I had before I left my job. I was starting to prepare. I was manifesting it. I thought I had a plan, but for me, I got laid off before I could implement that plan. But I want to give you the opportunity to be able to do this well. Today, let's drop exit ready in the comments if you are ready to plan your freedom the smart way. Welcome, everyone, to Transformational Thursday, where we shift your mindset, strategy, and results from surviving your 9 to 5 to replacing it with freedom and purpose. If you're live with me today, drop a hashtag live into the comments. And if you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay in the comments so I know that you stopped by. Stick around until the end because I'll share with you some exciting news about my book club that I am launching this Friday. And if you invite a friend, you get your first month for free. Today's session is all about the exact steps to take starting 6 months before you leave your job. This is your exit game plan. Get your paper and pen ready. Anyways, it's being recorded, so you can, don't worry, you'll be able to see it again. Let's start. Why does this matter? Leaving your job without a plan is like jumping out of a plane without a parachute. You're not going to do it, are you? Why are you doing it with your job? It's not just risky, it's really unnecessary. Sometimes you don't have a choice, like I did, right? You don't have a choice because, maybe you got laid off and you didn't expect it coming. But if it's your plan to leave your job, then let's plan it properly before you just give up. Okay? And also don't wait until you're burnt out. If you're starting to feel it now, start putting this plan into place so that you don't get to the point where you're like, that's it, I just have to go. Because I've been there too. I didn't quit the job, I quit the position and I found something else. But I know what burnout feels. I know what a toxic environment feels. And I especially know what it feels like to be doing my real estate investing with a full-time job, a corporate job, and feeling like I just want to quit this job. I want to just do real estate investing, full-time. I've been there. I know all about it. So let me guide you through some things to do. A planned exit will reduce your financial stress. It creates the business momentum before that last paycheck, and then it builds your confidence and your decision making as a leader. You are a leader. You're a leader whether you're a one-man show or you've got employees. You need to start thinking like a leader. If you want that freedom, you really need the foundation that takes time and it takes a strategy around it. Have you ever thought about quitting your job, or you've already done so, but you felt stuck on how you're actually going to do it? You ever thought about quitting that job, but you felt so stuck, like, where do I start? How do I actually do it? Here's a plan for you, and we'll start with the overview. 6 months out, you want to prep your finances and your vision. That's the first part. And then you want to lock in your business model and your offer. I'll go through what all of this means. Then 4 months out, you're going to build your systems and your marketing foundations. 3 months out, you want to start having consistent client and income flow. And then 2 months out, you're going to do a scale and stress test. And 1 month out, you can finalize and then start activating your support system. This is the first 6 months. This is just a guideline. You can start doing this for a year and then you have more time. But the 6 months out, if you're like, I just got to get out of here, I'm giving you a 6-month plan. Let's give you room to pivot, grow, and then prepare with clarity so that you don't have chaos. How do we do it? Let's break it down month by month. We're going to, first of all, audit your expenses. Yeah, I know. You got to look at those. You got to go back to your bank statements. You got to go back to your credit cards. You got to go back to everything, all your spending. And we want to audit your expenses because we may think that, oh, this is how much we need, but we don't know for sure. You need to go back and audit it. And guess what? This is an opportunity to start looking at unnecessary expenses, at those subscriptions that we all have, that we signed up because at the time we thought we needed it, or maybe we used it, but we don't use it anymore, or we got caught up in the free offer, and then now it's like we're paying for it and we never canceled. This is a great time to get rid of those unnecessary subscriptions and start looking also at those ones at what expenses do you have that you don't need, and start getting rid of that. But audit your expenses. Look at a full month and see where your money is actually going and how much you're actually spending. Also look at how much things that might not happen that month but will be happening, and how can you allocate that money. For instance, property taxes. It comes once a year. Some of you may be paying it monthly, so you already have that in your expenses, but some of you might be paying it yearly. I pay mine yearly because I don't want to give the government my money early. Pay it yearly, but how do we put away money in our bank accounts for that money under monthly expenses? Because that's going to come with a big chunk. Insurance is the other thing. If you're not paying it monthly and you're paying it yearly, all those things, consider all of those things in it. What are you paying yearly that we want to allocate as a monthly basis to start putting money away? Create what's called a freedom fund, that 3 to 6 months of living and business expenses that you're going to need. This is key. We think about the living expenses when we're putting away the money, but not the business ones. And business costs money. Any advertising you might be doing, all of these things that to keep your income properties going, any of the things you're doing there, even networking. Last night I had a huge networking event. That costs money. Consider both the living and the business expenses when you're creating that freedom fund. How much do you need for 3 to 6 months of living and business expenses? I want to give you a tip that I've given before, but I'll bring it back, is that this is an opportunity to start tapping into those registered funds. Think about that as another strategy. Can you use your registered funds? Now that you won't have income, you won't be paying double taxes on there. You can start using that to build your business, because now you're not depending on registered funds for your retirement. Your business is going to help you to retire. That's the whole plan, right? To find that financial freedom. Maybe you can use that, but have a strategy and a plan around how are you going to live for that 3 to 6 months, or maybe even a year. Okay, put in some contingency in there. Know your monthly minimum and ideal income goals. What's your number? How much do you really need to quit with peace of mind? I want you to put that. What's the number you think? Put it into the chat, and then I want you to go and do this assignment and then compare it to what you thought you needed and see what that looks like. Month number 5, let's decide your business model and your offer. Like, what services or products will replace your paycheck? Validate your offer. Is there a demand? Are people buying that? Whether it is real estate that you're doing, is that strategy in demand right now? The market has really shifted right now. We need to think about that. If you were thinking short-term rental before, and now the government has put in regulations against short-term rental, right? You need to know that the market needs what you're thinking about. Think about your strategy from that perspective. You want to reach out to some people, you want to do some research, see the numbers out there, everything around your product, your services that you're planning. Validate that offer. Maybe validating is also including price points on things. If you're doing short-term rentals, for instance, what can you get for your short-term rental realistically in the market today? Really think about that. And then set a launch timeline and a marketing plan. Marketing is key to everything you do. Whether it's yourself, your product, your service, you need to start marketing. You start marketing right away. For real estate investors, novice real estate investors, ones that are just starting out, I talk to them about going on to Facebook, going on to LinkedIn. And you know what I hear? Debbie, I don't need to do that as yet because I don't have an opportunity. I don't have an offer. Your marketing starts before you even have an offer. You need to start building credibility. You need to start building a network. You need people to start knowing you from the beginning. People love to follow your progress. That makes you authentic. That makes you different to someone that just suddenly appears on the stage and says, I'm successful. Follow me. You think about yourself. Who would you follow? The same thing applies to other people. You're no different, right? Think of yourself as your ideal client. What are their expectations? And do that. Set that launch time. When are you going to launch your business like full time? What's your product and what's your marketing plan around that? Remember, as real estate investors, you are a CEO of a business. Real estate investing is not like investing in stocks. It's a business. Start thinking like a business owner. Then start thinking like a CEO. I spoke to you guys last week about, CEO's mindset. Start thinking like a CEO. Okay. Month 4 now. Build systems and structures in place. Set up the business bank accounts. Talk to your accountant. Talk to your lawyer. Talk about what will this take to take it full time. Get those contracts on. Get onboarding. Get all those things worked out. Set up all of those and get it ready. Start showing up consistently online, social media, email, content. Right? You want to start creating that right away. So start showing up consistently online and then build your CRM and a lead tracking system. This is key. You need some sort of CRM. Look for free ones that are out there. There are free ones out there. But you can start while you're exploring CRMs. You can start by tracking it on Google Sheets. Start tracking people that you meet. Are they likely to be your client, your ideal client that you want to work on more? Or maybe they know your ideal client. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals. Because here's a tip. People actually feel guilty when you're talking to them about what you're looking for, that they are not your client. They might not be your ideal client, or they might not be ready right now. But guess what? If you ask them to refer someone that they know, they feel like, oh, now that you're relieving them of this guilt. Everybody's happy to help others. They're happy to help you by recommending somebody else that they know. Ask for referrals and start building your CRM and your lead tracking. Okay? Don't wait until you're ready. Start showing up now so people recognize your voice before you launch. I know I sound like a stuck record. For those who understand what that term means, I'm showing my age there. Start now so people recognize you. When I started out in real estate investing, in the first month I got out there and I was interviewing people that was in different markets across Canada because I was trying to figure out which market did I want to be in. I reached out to real estate investors in those markets and I gave them the opportunity to do a presentation. I invited other people to the Zoom because I wanted to learn. I figure other people want to learn too. Let's make it a team effort. And I invited other people and that's how I got my name out there. I started building my credibility by using other people's credibilities. OPC, other people's credibility. OPM, other people's money. But use other people's credibility also. But get out there. What are we going to do? We're going to start looking at securing consistent revenue. Set your income goals and track weekly how you're doing right now towards it. You want to start generating some consistent leads. In order to do that, you need to be reaching out to people. You need to be networking. You need to be sending emails to people that you already have in your network. You need to be having virtual calls. You need to start doing that. And then practice delivering your offer and just keep improving it each time. Practice delivering. Who is it that you help? What do you help with? And what's their dream? What are they going to get for it? What's going to change? I help who with what? What will their life look like? Practice that with other people. It's okay if you don't get it right the first time. It's fine. Or the second, or the third, or the fourth, right? But practice, practice, practice. And you're going to start seeing what's working, what's not. And ask the people that you're talking to, what do you think about this? Like, here's my spiel. What do you think about it? What resonates with you? What didn't resonate with you? What would have made it better? Start asking those questions so that you can keep improving what you're saying. What would consistent income look like? Even if it's part-time, what would that do for your confidence right now? If you knew you had some consistent income. Are your income properties generating a consistent income for you? Can you do something else to do that? Can you add some value, add to what you're doing to have consistent income? For instance, I saw this, YouTube channel on talking about vending machines in multifamily. This guy reached out to landlords of multifamily and said, what would you think about if I could put a vending machine in this building and we share the profits and I give you X% of that? You don't have to do anything. You just give me the space. He then bought these vending machines. He hired someone to fill it and support it. And then he started generating consistent income from that. What are some other things? Think outside the box of while you're doing with your real estate investing. What are things that you can add on to there? Things that maybe you're already doing for yourself. Can you do for others? For instance, if you're already a super host for your own properties, can you do that for other people's properties? You're already doing it for yourself. Can you do it for other people's, for other investors, for their short-term rentals? What would that do for your confidence if you knew you had that consistent income? Okay, month 2. This is the scale and the stress test. Can your business run consistently for 3+ weeks in the same manner? Can you have at least 1 to 2 repeatable systems, like your marketing, that this is your process and you can repeat it over and over and over? Delivery, whatever it is that your business is, can those be repeatable? Do you know right now what your processes are? You have it written down. If you don't, this is the time to start writing it down so that it's consistent. I help people automate their businesses wherever they can, but you can't automate what you don't have already a process for. And you can write it out you use something simple, like start putting it in Word and doing that. Do screen captures when you're doing things on the computer. Like, write down everything you're doing, from marketing to working with the lawyer, working with a mortgage broker, working with your realtor. Like, what are all the processes that you're doing? Write it out step by step, and then we can make it repeatable. Because there's so many automation tools, AI. Do this in a project management database such as Asana, Monday.com, that it's free for the first 2 users. Start putting that in there, and then as you scale, you can get the paid version where you get a lot more features and you can start templating. Start putting it in there so that you're already creating templates so that it's repeatable. Start reducing the hours or negotiating that you're doing for over process time, for transition time. Start reducing all that time that you're doing negotiating and looking at opportunities for delegation, all of those things. You want to start reducing that time. For instance, an easy thing to do right now is to automate your calendar. There are automated calendars out there, like Calendly, that give you free for X amount of bookings, etc. Another one that I recommend that has a lifetime. It is a paid version, but it's only $39.99, and then it's a lifetime of things. You're not paying a subscription on it. You can find that. It's called Tidy Cal, and it's in AppSumo. So AppSumo. Automate that so you're not spending that time negotiating back and forth. To scale, you want to create repeatable systems. Okay, your final month, month 1. You only have 1 month left before you quit your job. First of all, give your notice professionally. Use ChatGPT to come up with how you could do that. It's amazing. But my goodbye email was created by ChatGPT. I said, here's kind of the sentiments that I want. Here's some of the things that I want to say. And then ChatGPT created it for me really nice and professionally. Give your notice professionally. Never burn your bridges. Doesn't matter how toxic that environment was, how burnt out you feel, leave professionally. I was laid off and I was told that I could stay my 2 weeks. They were giving me 2 weeks notice, but I could leave right then and there. And I said, no, it's okay. I will stay. I stayed the entire 2 weeks. My bosses were shocked. Rarely ever heard of where I was working, but I did that. I spent that time to wrap up everything that I had, to hand over, created a list of things that needed to be completed. Here's what's been completed. Here's where you can find this information. Here's my recommendations of how to move forward with this. And I handed it over, and it blew their mind, because they didn't expect that at all. They thought I was going to be bitter. They thought that I would just leave. And they were offering me 2 weeks free. I could just leave, but I would still be paid. But I stayed and I did it professionally. That's something I would really advise you to do, even how burnt out that you are, to do that. Activate your support network right away. Get a mentor, get a coach, get into those communities. Start activating that. Let people know that you are now going full time. Start connecting. Start booking up your calendar in advance. Open up your calendars. Once you have your calendars automated, open it up for your 9 to 5. Start creating your calendar. Here's what I'm going to do. Create my content on Mondays between 8 and 12, and I'm going to just spend this time. So start booking those in. If you want some advice, look at my other lives around self-management. Start putting your calendar with your priorities, and then opening up slots in your automated calendar to say, this is my networking days. These days are my days that I'm going to be reaching out to realtors. These days I'm going to do my follow-up. Start putting that into your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar, and also opening up your calendars, your automated calendars, for different themes. People can book in so that you're not saying, what will work best for you? Give them the link to your calendar that's already allocated, and then they can just book in at your convenience. If you don't already have a coach, get a coach to help you guide you through, because this is a big transition, and depend on your community. Your network is your net worth. They are your support mechanism. When I lost my home in the fire, I didn't realize how much my network was important to me. It's not just about helping you get money. It's that support mechanism that you truly need for whatever transition you're going through. And create your first 90 days business plan. What are you going to do post your exit? Create that whole 90-day business plan. Right? This is when you can finally start transitioning into your CEO mode. Drop an exit plan if this timeline makes more sense to you and will help you make your move feel real and achievable than feeling overwhelmed and not knowing where to start. What month are you currently in? Are you in your 6 month, your 3 month, or your 1 month out? Where are you in your mindset right now? And think about, can you wait? Can you wait? If you're like saying, I'm going to quit in a month, can you wait and go back to that 6 months? Because now you have a goal. Stick it out, because you know you have a plan. You know that this job is getting you, it's just another 6 months. I have a plan. I'm going to have this plan and I'm going to put it into action. This week, I usually do giveaways a lot of the time when I do my live. So this week, I don't have a giveaway for you. Instead of a giveaway, I've got something even more powerful to support your growth. I'm introducing a wealth builders book club is what I call it. And it's launching this Friday. It's a monthly book club. You get a book a month, unless the book is like super thick, then we might make it 2-3 months depending on how many pages are in it. But you get me guiding you through it. We have a live call once a month. You get accountability emails every week. I tell you which chapters to read. I give you some thoughts to think about. We talk about how are you going to implement your learning, because I'm all about learn, implement. There's no point in learning and you're not going to implement. The same thing goes with your books, right? So many of you have really intelligent bookshelves, but how much of it have you yourself implemented? This is where this book club is to guide you through and help you to implement what you read and learn. And I hold you accountable to it. If you're serious about making your 9-to-5 exit a reality, you need more than tactics. You need wisdom, you need leadership, you need the mindset of a true CEO. That's exactly what this book club is all about. We're going to dive into new transformational books each month. We're going to guide you in reflection prompts, live discussions, application tools. Plus we connect other people. There's another opportunity to network, because everybody that's part of the book club, I have, you will be on the call together, that live call once a month, but we'll also be in exclusive Facebook group for the book club where you can network with other like-minded entrepreneurs in there. And it's not just for real estate investors, it's actually for entrepreneurs. So I'm inviting other business owners to be part of it, because it's amazing what other businesses, what people do in other businesses, how it can help you in your business. Think outside the box. Don't just think about real estate, but think about what other people are doing in their business that you can implement into yours. For a limited time, the limited time offer right now, just because it's launched, it is a monthly subscription of $15 per month. And that's less than one lunch for monthly growth, support, and accountability. If you refer a friend, you get your first month free also. This isn't about reading. It's about becoming a leader your business and your life needs. This is a great time to kick off a book club. That's why I chose it, because you may be going on vacation. You've got that plane ride. You're sitting on the beach. You're going camping. So you now unplugging. There's opportunities to unplug and start getting that reading muscle working, so that by the end of the summer, you're used to doing this and it becomes a habit. Drop book club in the comments if you want the link to join. The doors open this Friday. We start on this Friday, but people can join, as they go. We'll get you caught up. Let's grow together, because readers become leaders and leaders build legacies. But readers don't become leaders unless what you read, the knowledge that you get, takes action. I hope you enjoyed this week's Transformational Thursday. I would love to see you back with me next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, where we're going to work together to help you grow your strategy that's unique to you. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Debbie out.